Hello everyone, I am Bryanta Booker Maxwell and I am a 2002 graduate of Lawrence District 55 High School, and I am happy to be with you today. So while being a student within the Lawrence County School program, I was involved with dance. So I did dance probably from elementary a little bit into middle school, did that for a while, and then I got very involved with student government. In high school I was involved with, I played tennis, I also did student government, FBLA, and those were the things that were my passion. Those were the things that I enjoyed doing. I realized that I really wanted to get more involved with the political and legal process in the world. So I felt as if FBLA and student government was the best avenue for me to tackle that. So a teacher that was very instrumental to me growing up and while I was in high school is Coach Bobby O'Rear. He was a history teacher, American government teacher, and those were my absolute favorite subjects. So while in his class, I was able to not only learn more about American government and also history, I was able to give more to the students in the class about, history, because history, let's face it, history in American government is not something that people just absolutely like. You have to have a passion for it, and it has to be something that you just absolutely want to know about. So being in his class was a pleasure, and I can absolutely say he was one of my absolute favorite teachers. And also Principal Dean, when I was in high school, she was amazing. She was an amazing leader. She was someone to be admired. I loved the fact that she didn't sugarcoat anything when it came to her leadership skills and her leadership abilities, and everything was just on an even playing field. There was nobody that was over the other. She was just a very even skilled when it came to her leadership abilities. So for me, how I realized that I really wanted to go into politics, it was the election of Bush and Gore. And I just remember watching them stay up all night and count the results. And then the biggest issue was Florida and the pregnant class when it came to the ballots. And I remember going to school and discussing it. And I believe I even got in trouble on this day because, not everybody likes to discuss politics because we're all on different sides when it comes to politics. And I remember my mother saying, well, if you're going to get in trouble discussing politics, then you need to go to school for political science. So after that happened, and we had discussions again in Coach Bobby O'Rear's class about what happened with that election, the American government, American governmental systems, and the political systems that we currently have within this country, I realized that politics was the way for me to go. And that's where I wanted to be in this world. I wanted to not only go into the legal system, but mainly have a focus when it comes to politics, not just running for office, but whether it was campaigns or being able to discuss politics with people on a daily basis. So what helped me was Coach Bobby O'Rear's class, and how he brought something out of me that I didn't realize that I had within myself before. So in 2002, when I graduated high school, I attended South Carolina State University, which is a historically Black college and university in the big city of Orangeburg, South Carolina. I majored in political science with a pre-law concentration. While a student at South Carolina State University, I led many voter registration drives across Orangeburg County and the city of Orangeburg to make sure that not only did we have students on campus registered to vote, but to make sure that the students were actually going out to vote. On top of that, I had many internships. One was with an attorney in the city of Orangeburg, where I was able to go with her to court, learn more about the legal system, and really just try to figure out whether I wanted to go to law school or just stick with the path of politics. So upon graduation in 2006 from South Carolina State, I started volunteering with many campaigns. I started working on many campaigns. One of my first jobs was with Hillary Clinton's campaign when she first ran for president. And from there, it was on and popping from there, as the young people would say. So from there, I was just very involved with the political system. And I made sure that not only was I doing voter registration drives, that I was also making sure that I was volunteering with my local Democratic Party. And from there, I became vice president of the Young Democrats of South Carolina. From there, I became president of the Young Democrats of South Carolina. From there, I was able to move up to the national level, where I was part of the Democratic National Committee, where they have a coalition for young people, where we went across the country to make sure that we had young people involved in the political process, making sure that not only were they registered to vote, because being registered to vote is not the most important thing. It's very important, but that's just step one. And we have to make sure that people are going out to vote, that they're going out to the polls, and that they are being involved in the political process. And from there, now I serve as the Democratic committee woman for the South Carolina Democratic Party. So on the national level, I go to the national meetings, make sure that the rules that we are creating for the Democratic Party, I am a part of that process. So it was in 2016 that I realized that one of my dreams, goals, and aspirations was to work for Congressman James E. Clyburn. Once I realized that was a dream and a goal, not only did I pray and manifest it, I made sure that I stayed in touch with the people from his office so they could see me out working, so they can see that the fact that I have political acumen, because those things are important when it comes to politics. You may know all these political people and all these political figures, but if they don't know you and if they don't see your work, then there may not be an opportunity for you. So it was one morning, I believe in 2017, I received a text from Congressman Clyburn. And from there, my life changed. I was able to start working for him January 2018. I became his executive assistant and his district scheduler. Now that role is very important because you're basically scheduling all of his travel. So I schedule all of his travel in the state of South Carolina. And that is a very hard task for someone who is the #1 ranked African American politician and also the 3rd ranking Democrat in the country. But I was able to do it effortlessly, and because of him, I've learned the art of being perfect and perfectionism. So that's one thing that you will learn about politics. There's no room for error. From there, I went off to work for Jamie Harrison campaign, who ran for U.S. Senate. I was his political director. That was another dream of mine. I wanted to work on a campaign to be someone's political director. And you're probably saying, so what is a political director? So a political director is someone who works with not only politicians, but they work with local community groups. They work with faith leaders. They work with affinity groups. They basically are the liaison between the campaign, the candidate, and all these other extra political and community groups. So I was able to do that. And upon completing that race, even though we didn't win, I stayed within the political sector, of course, because this is a major dream of mine. After Jamie Harrison's campaign, I was able to follow another one of my dreams, which was to be a political commentator on TV. So I've been on Fox News, Newsmax, MSNBC, and CNN, basically talking about politics, what's going on in the world, and the political process. In 2022, I started doing work with Vice President Kamala Harris. So I started doing advanced work. And you're probably saying, so what's advanced work? Advanced work is basically what the word says. You go in advance of the principal. So with Vice President Kamala Harris, when she has an event, I'm able to travel with her to certain places. So I've been able to go around the country with Vice President Kamala Harris, and not only the country, but the world. Just got back from Philippines, where I was over there with the Vice President. And from there, being able to do that work, I'm now a presidential appointee with the Biden-Harris administration. So full-time now, I live and work in DC, and I come home, variously to South Carolina, but full-time I am a presidential appointee with the Biden-Harris administration doing advanced work. Remember that your dream is your dream, and no one can reach your dream but you. Whatever dream you had as that child, whatever dream you had as that teenager, or even as an adult, it's never too late to reach that dream or that goal. I know right now the trend is, college is too expensive, college is not worth it. But if college wasn't worth it, then you wouldn't have people being doctors and lawyers and teachers and even welders. It's important that you have something to fall back on. Even if you decide to go to college for 4 years and you don't use that degree, what if you go into entrepreneurship and then your business fails? Then what you gonna do? If you think about it from the standpoint of I have this 4-year degree or this 8-year degree or even this 6-year degree, that gives you something to fall back on. So make sure that whatever your dream is, you are investing in yourself. See yourself in the future. Look at the people who are doing the things that you want to do. Admire them. Follow them, even reach out to them. Mentorship is very, very, very important. Find that person who can help you reach your goals. Sometimes your family will not be those people, and that's okay. Sometimes you have to step outside your comfort zone to find that person that will help you reach your dreams and aspirations. And remember, there is so many opportunities in this world. There are so many opportunities to make a lot of money. There are so many opportunities to live the life that you want to live. There is so much outside of Lawrence that a lot of us need to realize. And so whatever your dreams and your passions are and your purpose, make sure that you are fulfilling that. And listen, I'm here for you. If you need to reach out to me, listen, I will love to be able to be a resource or a vehicle to make sure that you are getting to where you need to be. Even if it's just figuring out where you want to go to college, even if it's just paying for the application fee, even if it's just trying to figure out what your major should be, I can be a resource. And there are a lot of other people who would love to be a resource and a vehicle to you. Just remember that working hard is one of the keys to success, is one of the keys to building yourself in life. And also your integrity, how you carry yourself. People will always remember that. So if I was you, I would make sure that I'm in class learning as much as I can learn, making great grades, and making sure that you are learning what you need to learn, making sure that you're getting the help from your teachers and your guidance counselors that you need, because these are things that will be able to take you far. These are things that will take you further than you will even realize. And these are people who will always remember you, that you can go back to. If you are the student that's in class sleeping, that's coming to class late, or just literally not doing the work, your teacher or guidance counselor will remember that, because these are people that you will need to reach back out to, maybe for recommendations for maybe for work or maybe for college. So just remember that your work precedes you, your integrity precedes you, your reputation precedes you. So just make sure that you're not looking in the now, you're looking in the future, because the now is very temporary and it will come and it will go. But your future is what is going to make you into the person, into the adult that you will always be. And I say that because I think about my peers, I think about myself, and I think about what Lawrence was able to give me. I think about the fact that people count some of us out within Lawrence County and within the school system. But I think about the fact that myself and a lot of my peers, how we've been able to overcome those obstacles. And you may be one of those students that people are already counting out. You may be one of those students that people are depending on to be extremely successful. And just remember that you all are standing on the shoulders of giants. You are all standing on the shoulders of people who have become before you and have done amazing things in this world. So keep that legacy going and just make sure that you are going to be successful. And just always remember, once a Raider, you are always a Raider.